Hey kids, welcome to part 2 of the sports bottle project. In this one, we're going to tackle the cap. As you can see here, this is what we drew last time. We have a cap to draw, so let's start a new drawing. Let's go up here to new, metric and standard part, and let's hit create. If you look at our cap here, this looks very similar to a couple of projects we've already done. It kind of looks like a gear or the pulley project we've drawn. There's really nothing here out of the ordinary that we haven't learned. So let's go ahead and complete this drawing. First thing I'm going to do is turn on my visibilities as always. And the first thing we have to do is tackle this drawing right here. As you can see, it's really 3 or 4 different lines. The entire thing is 53 wide, so I know if I split it in half to 26 and a half, I can spin it around an axis or revolve it, and that'll give me my cap. I have to go up 15, 10 up from that, and 5 over. Overall, doesn't look too hard. I'm probably going to draw this on the front plane because I want to revolve this around, and ultimately I want the bottom to be on the top or bottom plane. I'm going to start a sketch and click this one right here. As I said, this one goes over 26.5, half of the 53, and it goes up 10. You are probably looking at this next part and a little nervous about how to do it, but it's actually pretty easy. Let me show you a trick. We know the line has to be somewhere around 15 degrees. I'm just going to make a line anywhere. I also know another line intersects it, and that one is 5 over from here. I'm just going to draw a line that's 5 over. At this point, I can dimension this. Look how close I am, kids. 15 degrees. This is supposed to be 10 the entire way. Half of that's 5, so I'm going to turn that into 5. And that's our line. All we have to do is trim it down. So I'm going to trim this part, walk out, get rid of those two. Last thing to do is this height here. This is 15 high, so we just have to type in 15. Last thing left to do is to close this object. There is my bottle. All I have to do now is revolve it around an axis. The axis is already there, so I don't need to pick that. I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to go to revolve. It highlights my profile. All I need next is an axis. That is my object. Much like the bottom bottle, I do need this to be hollow so liquids can pass through it. Ultimately, we're mimicking a real product we would make in the real world. We have a command we've used a bunch of times here. Which one is that? It's our friend shell. Click on the shell. We want this to be 2 millimeters thick, and we want to remove some faces. We want to remove this top one. And if I spin around to the bottom, this bottom one right here. Once I'm done, I hit OK. There's my bottle. Next thing I want to do is I want to make these ridges or these gear-looking things around it. I need some sort of grip in order to tighten and loosen it. You know how it is when you're drinking water. It's messy. I think I can do that by just drawing on this plane right here, drawing a circle, and then use to revolve it around this or spin it around this axis. I'm going to go ahead and start my sketch. Where do I want to start my sketch? Well, I want this to be from the bottom. So I'm going to click this bottom one just to make sure I am on the bottom. Next, I'm going to use my circle. Let's zoom in here to this quadrant. I'm going to go right on this line, and this circle is going to be 4. Now, Here's the one different part. You can absolutely use a line right here, and I could cut it straight across. But as you'll notice, it goes into the object a little. It doesn't matter because the objects will ultimately merge, but that's really not a good practice. It has a curve to it. If I go to my arc command here, click this top one, this second part, and then the middle part, I get the same exact profile. And that's usually very handy when we get into drafting. Last thing to do here is to trim up our circle and finish our sketch. There's my profile down there. I want to extrude it. I want to change the direction. Now here's something interesting. If I go to 10, I want you to notice how it's flush right there. If I just do the distance to the face that I want, notice it keeps that profile going. I like it this way. This looks a little better to me. You can pick the one you want. I'm going to do 2 because this just looks cleaner to me. I'm going to hit OK. That right there is one of my features, but I got to revolve it around. Now I can actually do this outside of sketch mode, but I have to do one special thing here. Normally I draw an axis line. I can also come up here, click on the axis, click on this circle right here, and it'll actually draw me an axis. So now when I go to my circular array, because we want to duplicate this pattern, click on the feature, click on our axis, it spins it around. I don't need 6 of these, and ultimately I need 24. Hit OK. There's my bottle. It's coming along pretty good. And I like how those ridges go down there. Again, personal preference. You can go up if you like. We are not done yet. We finished the bottom bottle up by putting a lip on it. And we need to make the same lip on the inside of this so our bottles can join together or pop together. I think I can do that by drawing it on the inside of the wall, split in half, and then revolving that around. I can draw this middle plane and use my F7 command to slice it in half, much like my bottle bottom. Let's go ahead and start the sketch. Click that plane. Let's hit F7. We're sliced in half. Just like the bottom, let's draw a line on this profile line right there. If you see, our circle right here is 1.5 in diameter. So I want to come up here and just draw a circle, 1.5. You're also going to notice it's 7 from the top. Using some math here, I'm going to click my line. Oops, didn't click on a circle. I should zoom in here. We don't charge by the pixel, kids. Click on that. Click on the bottom. We have 5. We have to go up to 7. We can take half the diameter, which would be 0.75. Subtract that from 7. We get 6.25. And that'll take us up to a total of 7. Not done yet. I have to trim. I'm going to trim this outside in both the top and the bottom there. Then I'm going to spin this around the inside. Let's draw an axis line just for ease of use here, and we can finish our sketch. This one's always hard to see. If we zoom in, we can see the profile there will get selected. The axis then is this one right here, and you'll see there's our lip on the inside. Hit OK to finish it. That's our drawing. We are not done yet, kids. We have to attach a material to it just like the other one. I'm going to go up to my tools and materials. And last time we used plastic PPS. PPS plastic. If we attach the material, you'll notice it didn't attach the same one to this. We can attach different ones in different drawings. So on this one, let's just make it another color. That's just saying, hey, we have your local color here. That's the other one. You can reuse it. We'll see that by clicking here, and there's our color. We want something a little different. I think I want kind of, maybe a nice yellow color. Ooh, that's ugly. I like that. And add that color. So now we can select this within the same drawings open. Hit OK. Apply. I'm going to go to my visual styles here. Just make it realistic with my shadows and reflections on. Let's turn off our visibilities. And that is the top of my cap right there. We're not done yet. We have to assemble these two, and we're going to do that in our next video. Make sure you are saving your drawing, kids. This is going to be bottle cap. We'll come back to this in a bit. Do not worry. Remember too, it changes our visual styles back. We just got to flip them back on. That's it for the cap, kids. As always, if you have questions, come see me. Otherwise, I can't wait to see what yours looks like. I'll see you all in the next video.